All right, so we have a leaky piston on my front caliper. I'm gonna have to remove the caliper and replace the piston. Pain in the ass is that Shimano doesn't sell replacement parts, so I'm gonna have to go third party for that, which totally sucks. I don't want to have to change a whole damn caliper just for a leaky piston. So from what it looks like, it's the seal on the inside that's actually leaking. These are ceramic pistons. Sometimes they crack. This one doesn't look cracked at all. It's just leaking on the bottom side. I don't know if you can see it, but if I press in, a little bit of oil comes out. So I'm gonna have to essentially disconnect this guy over here, draw out all the oil into a cup, and what did I do? Yep, that's it. Pour the oil into a cup. This was not expected, and that's gonna set me back on this bike. What I should do is take my girlfriend's caliper and put it on this bike. Same caliper, temporarily. So first we take out this axle. All right. Alright, well, I think all the oil might have leaked out already. Shit, watch out, there's a little O-ring on there. You don't want to lose that little ring. So leave that all intact just like that. Now we are going to remove the caliper. Well, friggin' things. Okay, so I'll get that with alcohol later, make sure all the oil's gone, because we don't want any oil in this area. So essentially, right inside there is the leak. Problem is, I've never had this happen to an XTR before. I don't know how easy it is going to be to actually replace that. All right, so it looks like you can separate them. Well, I knew you could separate them, I just didn't know how easy it would be, and it was actually a little more trickier than I thought it would be. So essentially, you need to separate them with something significant size, like a brake pad separator in here, basically. Just move them a little bit, and then you could just slowly take a screwdriver and pry them apart. And boom, there's your two halves. So what I'm gonna do, still got one, this guy here still stuck in there. Let's just gently, you don't have to put a lot of pressure. This is gonna chip the hell out of them, but what are you gonna do? Who the hell saw this crap coming? Okay, come on, there we go. So, what I'm gonna do to force the piston out, I'm just gonna take a syringe and put them inside the bleed port, and that should force the piston out. And take a look at the seal. So let's see what happens. Well, if none of you have ever seen the inside of a caliper on a mountain bike or a shattered piston, essentially the piston was cracked in two spots. So this is just one side of an XTR, and this piston cracked in two spots. This is the second time in my life that's happened to me. So I'm sort of surprised it happened over here. In fact, yeah, so I got to make a choice, either get a new caliper or get an aftermarket piston. There's the seal. So I think I'm going to get an aftermarket piston and test it out and see how it goes from there. All right. Well, I gotta go order an aftermarket piston now. Great. Hopefully it'll come in soon. So, yesterday I found out that my ceramic piston on my XTR brake was shattered. This is the other piston. I removed that one as well, right? So, this is the caliper. Basically connects together just like that. Split them apart. Not all that hard to split them apart, basically. When these are together, and they're gonna need to be pressed together, just take a brake piston spreader tool, and in this wide area just slowly try and pry it on both sides, and then you'll get to a point where you can just stick a flathead screwdriver on the ends and slowly pry them apart, right? And they will come apart. Then when they come apart, You could take either air, or you could take a syringe with alcohol, water, oil, mineral oil if you don't care wasting it, and force it into the actual holes. So in this case, you could go right through the bleeder hole. Just make sure you block this port. This one's a little bit trickier. The actual hole is inside here, basically. I don't know if you could see it. There it is, that little hole. Maybe you can see it, maybe you can't. So you got to get air or fluid in there somehow, and that'll force that piston out, basically, right? These are the seals. Seals seem to be in good condition. I don't see anything wrong with them. This is the plug. Now this is the O-ring. That's what connects these two parts together, basically, and avoids leaks. And here's one of the main bolts that blocks two caliper sides together, and the other main bolt is the actual a bolt slash bleed bolt, or I don't know if it's a bleed bolt, but basically it's got a little hole in it that allows the fluid to go through in from the lever into the actual caliper. Now this all happened yesterday, and through the miracle of Amazon, boom, we have aftermarket next day prime replacement pistons. Wow, this comes with extra, interesting. Replacement pistons. Never used these. This has happened to me once before on XTs a long time ago, and I literally threw out the brakes because I couldn't find any replacements. So I'm not going to have full trust in these. I am going to give them a shot, because right now finding an M9000 caliper is not easy. Two, it's around 200 plus bucks. For that kind of money, I'd probably rather buy the M9100. Well, then again, that's probably like 300 bucks. So this kit comes with 2 seals, 2 pistons, not ceramic, that's for sure. So my question is going to be heat distribution. In fact, these feel like some kind of Delrin. Is it Delrin? I don't know what it is. Actually, I can read that from here. You can't. Anyway, and it comes with 3 gaskets. My guess is this big gasket is to be a replacement, although I'm probably going to use the original gasket because it actually looks bigger than this one. But my guess, come on, Tommy, come on. My guess is this the gasket to replace that one, and I don't know. You know what? We could probably measure right now. These two I definitely will not need. Let's grab Mr. 0 millimeters. Let's grab thickness, barely touch him. It's around 1.08. Oh, for real. 1.3, let's do that again. Well, actually it does feel thicker to the touch. No, I squeezed it too much before. This is going to be a little bit tricky. Let's try and get her relatively close. Nope. Nope. Let's say 9.3. I'd say they're pretty close. Real close. Well, this one still looks bigger, maybe because it's red, but who knows. The big question is the piston. So if I look at this piston, the diameter on this guy is, let's say, 21.888691. Let's try and get him on a flat spot as close as possible to the middle, or at least evenly located. That's pretty even right there. So 21.86, let's say. Now these guys over here, try and get them same spot. Whoa. Not much larger, but definitely, let me make sure I'm even. .93. 5/100ths bigger. That could be significant. It's pretty much even on each side. Make sure I measured them good. Even. It's not going to be perfect. Pretty close. And then this thickness. Let me grab them on a thicker flat spot. Oh, there is a crevice in there. So let's say 8.8, 8.78. Why so much? Oh, gotta get him on the top spot. Come on, why is he going in? Oh, I see what's going on. It's very rounded off on the bottom. 8.78 again. Where's this guy? Broken. That's the high spot. 8.80. What did I say this one was again? Just about the same depth. We are going to give him a shot. So, I'm going to use the original ring. I'm not going to use this one over here because it really does look a bit thinner. Okay. Throw this guy out. So basically, what we're going to need to do is take the seals. These are the new seals. Let's measure the seals. Wow, these feel way stiffer. Wow. Ooh, that's a big difference. I know I can't show you this, but... Oh, crazy light. But these... 0.19... 0.5... 2.0. I'm going with the original seals. Let's try that again. 2.0. 2.10. Boy, there's so much. These are way, way, way stiffer. 2.0, let's say. Close enough. 2.0, did I just do it? Huh, 2.0 by 2.0. Oh, 2.0. Go figure. Okay. These definitely have a completely different feel. I'm sticking with them. Because one thing I've learned with aftermarket parts, seals never seem to be the same as the original OEM parts, right? So I cleaned the inside, already cleaned it with alcohol, took out all the debris. There was a lot of debris from that ceramic piston that was left over. It literally shattered in there. So we're going to take this guy, and I'm pretty sure he's not going to be fun to stuff inside here. Come on. Get it. Oop, there we go. There we go. Should have brought a pick out. Yep, I'm going to need a pick. Where am I? Maybe not. All right. Is he unevenly? Yes, he is. We won't need a pick. It's the soft one. Let's put this guy in. Oh, sweet. Not too bad at all. Next, the pistons. So bumpy side up, flat side down, I'm sure, or concave side down, I'm positive. So this will probably need a little bit of oil. Let me go put on my gloves. I don't feel like getting all this stuff on my hands. All right. What was it? It is mineral oil. My hands are dry. Okay. Take a little bit of mineral oil, since these are XTR brakes. A little bit. Great. For the love of God. Oh my. Try not to make a mess. What's the first thing I do is make a mess. Okay. Get this crap out of here. This is a bigger mess. Okay. Now, we're just going to coat this guy with a little bit of mineral oil. We'll clean the inside now. Flat side out, concave side in. So we're going to take him and we are going to press him in. It's going to be a little bit stiff, I'm sure. It's not going to be easy. In fact, I might need to get a clamp of some sort, because the seal is actually doing its job. Okay. Let's do the other side. Just like that. Make sure he's flat, evenly spaced or evenly distributed. There, this guy popped in. Sweet. So the big question is with this guy now, he's probably not evenly distributed, and he's not. If you notice, this side is sticking out more than this side, and that's why he didn't go right in. So now I got a problem. I got to figure out a way to get that out. Shit. Thought I had him even. Okay. Let me turn this off. Oh. Desperate times. Let's see. Okay. No damage, no damage. So, piston one, caliper one done. Now we got to make sure he is evenly distributed. Oh, and it trapped. Great. And the light just fell. Perfect. Everything's falling apart. So let's try this again. Okay, that seems to be very even right there. Nope. Is it? Can't tell. What if I just do this? Yep. Good enough. Good enough for who it's for. This side is a little bit, just a tad sticking out unevenly. See, now it looks perfectly even. Yep, there we go. And they're both in. So now let's close this guy up so we don't make a big mess again. So now we're going to need the vise. Let's spin him around. Oh, yeah. Okay, might be onto something. improvise. There's a shitload of these. Put this guy. Okay. Close this guy before he spills over again. All right, now. Hopefully. Okay. Oh yeah. That is doing it. That guy is shut on one side, and I mean shut, chipped it, but who cares? Let's open them up and let's make sure the other one has completely sealed. Ah. Okay, so. Yep, oh yeah, that's working like a charm. Good. New pistons are in. So, I'm going to go install this on the bike. Now, the one thing I will say, actually, you know what? Probably need to install this now. Question is, it's got to go here. This was my front brake. This is now going to be my rear caliper. There is absolutely no way I am trusting these aftermarket parts with my front brakes. Front brakes, that's 90% of your braking right there. Rear brakes, those are about control. So I'm gonna have to swap calipers and see how these things work. All right, I will be back. Okay. So I removed my rear caliper and I installed it on the front side of the bike. So now my old caliper, which was still all original Shimano, is on the front, and I am about to install this aftermarket in the back, or at least the caliper with the aftermarket pistons in the back. So you got main bolt. This bolt not only ties the front end together on the XTRs, but the bleed hole is on the end of the bolt. At least with this generation, we don't have to worry where that bleed hole is located. That's a nice thing, actually, right? So we're going to insert this first. Now, on each side of this conical head, if you want to call it that, actually it's not a conical head, but on each side of this head over here, there are spacers. You want to make, yeah, there are washers. You want to make sure those rubber O-rings, grommets really, are in there. So, again, one per side, right? So we screw this guy down. We grab our number 4. What did I do with the number 4? 4mm Allen. We're not going to screw them in all the way yet, although on the rear I could. On the front, you can't do it right away until you position your caliper properly. So I'm just going to do them snug for now. So now we install our bolts, tie down our caliper, Again, these are number 4s. Okay, now honestly, I have no idea if there's any, I'm sure there's torque specs for this guy. I have no idea what they are. So I'm going to try and line this guy up straight, make sure he doesn't come up. And, you know, I probably should bring him to around 10. Let's try that. There they are. Okay. We're gonna do 10 nanometers. Nanometer. What's with me in nanometers, man? Newton meters. At least I caught myself this time. This is a guess, folks. I have no idea how off I am, if I'm off at all. So I'm going to bring him to 10. I figure 10 is pretty safe. And I'm hoping that he's safe. As far as I know, I could be way off. This could be 5 as far as I know. But it seems like he also holds these two parts together, so there's got to be some significant force there. Let me do the front. Oops, forgot the cable, shit. I'll redo the front. And that's pretty much it, basically. I have to bleed them now. I have to bleed both brakes, which sucks, considering I just bled them. I don't know how this is going to work. I will put the link to the kit that I used. Again, it's a piston kit for Shimano brakes. I think Hayes brakes as well. I have no idea how effective they'll be, if they'll stick or not, how hot they will get, because they are not ceramic, and ceramic dissipates heat real well. So we will find out, and I will definitely put a review after a few hundred miles. Let's say after, I'll try and do at least 2, unless something goes bad right off the get-go. I'll try and do at least 200 to 300 miles on these before I report back on them. So yeah, hopefully it all works out. So the conclusion: the piston kit did not work on the XTR calipers. It kept leaking. I swapped out seals, I swapped out the gasket, and still it kept on leaking. It was leaking through one of the pistons from what I could tell, and I could not solve the problem. So this kit that I bought from Amazon, if you can make that out, does not work. This is the kit that has the most reviews on Amazon. And nobody had mentioned, or nobody had placed a review as far as whether it worked with an M9000, or even though this one here says 9100 on their website, on the description on Amazon, it definitely does say M9000s. So this does not work, plain and simple. If you have a leak, or if you crack or shatter your piston on an M9000 brake, yeah, you're pretty much gonna have to do what I did, and that's order a new caliper. I'm not about to test out any other solution over there. All the other pistons that I found were metal, and metal definitely heats up, but I don't feel like dealing with it. Sucks that Shimano doesn't sell original pistons. SRAM does, which is pretty cool actually. So what it is, what it is. What are you gonna do? Hopefully this helps people out. Like, subscribe, dislike, leave a comment below, and we will be talking to you soon. Have a great day. Take care. Bye.